Okay, Hunger of the Gods Part 2. Bjor and Guthvar's perspectives. Okay, so Bjor starts off joining Ilska the Cruel and her gang up there where they set Likriffa free. And we find out that Bjor is in a intimate relationship with Merc. But ever since being with the Battle Grim, he can't seem to get Elvar out of his mind. Don't know how that's going to play out in the end. So, Bjor is basically there to tell the story of what's going on with Likriffa and that crowd. So basically, they make their way to Nistrandar. Likriffa is learning about the world. It's been 300 years. Things are definitely changed. So she is calling all of the Vaesen to her and to meet her at Nestrandir. She's also telling the kids, your parents have passed away. Your parents did not tell you who you are. Your parents were not good parents. You shouldn't be ashamed of who you are. I'm going to teach you how to control the beast within you and all that jazz. And she does. She does teach them, and she treats them like tainted people. Blessed people, whatever you want to call it. So they get to Nistrandar. She opens it up. She feeds her crowd. She's kind of like a cat. Where she's bringing them meat. She's taking care of them. I wouldn't call her motherly. She's like a leader, but she believes that she has the right to do whatever she wants and that she's born to rule. So she has a deep-seated hatred for Ulfr and Orna. And they discover when they get to Nistrandar that Rata, the rat god, has been alive this whole time and hiding out in her lair, basically keeping it lively. So they're kind of working together. So in Bjor's perspective, that's basically what you're getting. And so with her, she wants to start taking over each region that has a Jarl or Jarl who's expecting to rule the whole of Vigrith. So she starts with Svelgarth, where Jarl, however that word's pronounced, where Jarl Orlig, that's where his main base is, but he was already at Queen Helga's. So Bjor is at the tail end with all the children, Fane and Storolf. What does my daughter want? Okay, so he's at the end with Storolf and Fane, and like hanging out with the kids, and they're making their way to Svelgarth, which is where they run into Orca and her crew. So not too much to say about Bjor's perspective quite yet. Maybe there might be more in the third book. Now, Guthvar's all butthurt because Orca defeated him and he feels like she cheated because she's tainted. So he grabbed Skulk basically and fled, and he feels like a coward, but then he justifies it. So he tries to make sure to get in good with Skulk, and he offers to carry the chest, which has the Raldskina in it, which is Rada's Gulder book that Skulk had stolen. And he goes with Skulk up to meet with Queen Helga and basically say what happened at Grimholt. and that they have Vol. So Skulk invites him into his little area where Guthvar sees a bunch of Vaesen kind of held like in a like kind of like a zoo. They're just caged and they are under his command, like he used some sort of Gulder spell on it. So he ties Guthvar down on a table and he tells him that he needs to get in good with Prince Hakon, Queen Helga's son, and he needs to find out what Prince Hakon has been doing with Drekker. And so Guthvar's like, okay. And he's like, to ensure you do this, I'm going to put this Herndar bee basically in your body so that if you defy me, I'm going to call it forth and it'll kill you. Hundars are a Vaesen like wasp where they burrow into your skin and they crawl up in your bloodstream, nestle by your heart, which is what they did to Guthvar, where they will eventually lay their eggs and come out and you're dead. So Guthvar has this Herndar in him for a majority of this book. He was on the table. The Herndar had just barely gotten into his chest area when Prince Jormor attacked. And Prince Jormor's hawk took out Skulk's eye, and Guthvar decided to escape to Queen Helga. So along the way, he sees one of Varg's companions take out a guard, and so he took out that companion while his back was turned. So Varg chases after him, and they meet up with in Queen Helga's chamber. So at one point, Varg gets close enough to Guthvar to basically say, your name's Guthvar? I have a message for you from Leif. And he tells him, he's not supposed to kill him because it's Leif's job to kill him. So Varg and Guthvar are now enemies because Guthvar makes enemies everywhere. So he gets close to Prince Hakon, especially when Hakon gets back from being taken by the Bloodsworn. And he acts like he's friends with them. But then what happened? He sees that Hakon is meeting with another Kolsk or something like that, a tainted person. And basically they get found out by one of the queen's people. So they get taken to Skulk. And Guthvar, seeing that his usefulness is about to run out, he offers to go in Kolsk's place to deliver the message that they need to send to Lake Riffa or Drekker. So he does. And of course, in his mind, he's complaining the whole time. And he gets there, and you don't hear much about what happens when he's there, but he delivers the message. Again, his story picks up at the end of the book, again, where he is back. You've assumed he completed his mission. He's back in Darl after going to Nostrander, and he is there for the awakening, if you will, of Orna, because they decided to use the Gulder book to bring Orna back to life so that she can protect them from Ligriffa, who is coming next to their Darl to take care of them. So they raise Orna, have a thrall collar around her neck, and before she even knows what's going on, Ligriffa is there to attack Orna. And so you got a dragon and an eagle fighting. And I think this is the part that I really did not like about this book. The fact that Orna barely had a chance before Ligriffa came and took her out. So they're fighting, and in the confusion of that, Jarl Sigrun, Guthvar's aunt, ends up stabbing Queen Helga and killing her. Guthvar ends up killing Prince Hakon, and so they're able to take... Are they able to take charge of the because Queen Helga has a bunch of tainted Ulfarathon. I can't say that word. Basically, a bunch of tainted wolf people with the god of the wolf god in their blood. But Skulk sees this and he's like, I have control of your life, Guthvar. And Guthvar's like, do you? Because when I went to go see Ligriffa, she sensed the Hunter in my system. And in exchange for working for her, she took it out without killing me. So he doesn't have the Hunter in his body anymore. Skulk can't control him. But Skulk and his assistant, Yrsa, have been able to flee. And Guthvar was not able to kill them. So that's where Guthvar is. Ligriffa defeated Orna. So Orna was alive, barely had a chance. Now she's gone. And here we are. And that's Hunger of the Gods.